and welcome to the Death Battle Cast, the show where all of us just argue for a full hour and accomplish so much. Just so much is going to be accomplished today. So many answers questioned and questions answered. Hey, I'm Ben. I'm the voice of Wiz in Death Battle, and I am joined by these lovely people. We've got Chad, the voice of Boomstick.
Hello.
We have Liam, a writer and director with a very stern face, apparently. We have Embu. You guys know him. He's all up in the community, running all that shit. And we got John, our storyboard artist and master of all things nerdy. Nerdy things that we don't understand or know.
I'm the obscure guy.
I cannot tell you how many times I've gone into a storyboard kickoff with John and been like, yeah, so we're using this like semi-niche anime series or whatever that I've never seen before. And I want to make sure that you understand these characters. And John is like, nah, I've watched it like 15 times. We're good.
I've done kickoffs for JoJo. For JoJo fights, I've been like, so John, you know who Dio is, right?
Oh, yeah.
John's like, yeah. I know
Do
who
I
Dio
know who
is.
Dio is?
I don't know.
Are we talking?
Dio.
Are we talking part one,
So, like,
part three?
you know,
Diego from another dimension.
I don't know if Dio quite fits the niche thing that I was talking about for sure.
That's true. That's true.
Anyway, hey everybody, welcome. Love to see everybody in the chat. If you're watching this live, we do this live every Tuesday at 3 p.m. Central. And we are about to jump into the big debate that everybody's been wanting, I think, I don't know, of Goku versus Simone the Digger from Gurren Lagann. A character that has been requested for a number of different death battles, and I'm excited to dive into on this cast. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you've been keeping up with us on our Oops All Goku month, I am going to be repping Goku. Largely thanks to a lot of the work that our researchers did for Goku versus Superman. Shout out to Ultra Guy. So this is great. I don't have to do any work. No, I actually did look into some stuff for this because I know this is going to be a big one. So I believe Embu is going to be leading the charge for Simone here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and I do want to make sure I am saying it correctly, right? Simone.
Simone. Yeah.
Simone.
Yeah. I never finished Gurren Lagann. I watched like the first.
Oh, thank you
chunk
for telling me
way back in the day, and then I don't remember why I stopped, and I always meant to go
There is
back
like
to
a
it.
It's halfway point, right?
Yeah.
Where the story like cut.
Yeah.
Like, there's a time skip, so that might have been.
Time skip. Yeah.
that.
So
You've done yourself a massive disservice. I just want to add that.
Yeah.
I know. I am aware.
There's a giant robot, and it punches the bad guy, and there's lots of
Like
stars.
really hard.
Really hard.
And then you get real big.
Like super big.
Yeah.
Nubia.
Oh, yeah.
It's pronounced Seaman. Okay.
Oh my god.
Seaman.
Stop this. Stop it.
So Seaman is going to be fighting
Not my
Cacao.
boy.
I can't
No.
disrespect.
Not my boy.
No.
Don't do
Okay.
it like that.
So-
Very different kind of drill.
Yes, the Seaman drill.
Oh my God.
Seaman the Digger.
Stop.
Okay, moving on.
Maybe it's
You
supposed
know-
to be one of our mods, and sometimes she causes more chaos than.
Pretty sure
Well,
YouTube's cracking
same.
down on stuff like that. If this is demonetized already, I apologize to our
moderate this guy?
producers.
Yeah. How do we moderate this guy?
All right, so what I was trying to get to is thank you all for joining us. Let's get into this. So yes, so I will be repping Goku, and we will be repping Simon. Although I have a feeling,
What?
I have a feeling,
What?
What's going
I
on?
have a feeling I'm gonna get ganged up here by more than just one
Here he goes,
person.
poisoning the well.
Ben,
That's
I
poisoning
am-
the well.
I swear to you, I am going to be the single most impartial judge in this entire debate. All right? How dare you even suggest?
Let's go.
I joined a Discord
Let's
and
go.
saw John, and then I just
Okay.
went, Embu, did you bring backup?
He did not bring backup.
No.
Backup came.
No. Yeah.
All right. So if you're new to the show, the way this is going to work is we're going to be arguing for our characters, and then at the end of the show, the jury is going to vote on who wins. And the jury, in this case, consists of 4 seats. That'll be Chad, Liam, I guess John. Clearly he's made his intentions. I don't know if we have an impartial jury here.
I don't know.
And you all watching live right now. There will be a poll in the chat for you all to vote on. And for the first time, we're going to have an odd number of votes because we also have the poll from before the show. So no tie this time, no potential for a tie this time around. All right. It's been a while since we've had that come up. Okay, so I think we can just get into this, right?
Let's do it.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we've already done Goku multiple times, so I figure we'll just jump into Simone first and have 60 seconds on the clock, Embu, for you to plead your case. Why does Simone win this?
Thank you, Gelatin Man, for the 10.
I love it. I love it. No worries. All right, the clock's ticking. Guys, we're talking about Simone the Digger here, all right? I have had a lot of animes that have like changed the way I like appreciate TV and shows. Nothing personifies the guy who's just like, all right, I'm gonna do this because I want to really bad, and I'm going to, more than Simone. I don't even really need a full 60 seconds to really get into what Simone can do, because I guarantee you this entire episode is me telling you guys why y'all's anime daddy is going to die. I'm sorry. Like, he's mine. I love Goku. That's my dog. My dad taught me martial arts because we love Dragon Ball. He's just not beating Simone, though. He's not beating Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann. It's just not happening. I don't know what to tell you. So, Chad, not Chad, Ben, I give you back these 10 seconds. You're going to need him.
No, bro.
Bold, uncompromising strategy.
Sorry, what? What did you say?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, I'll get you. No
Oh,
worries,
yeah.
no worries. You'll find out.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I don't need 60 seconds. I got Goku. Like, he wins.
I thought it was the
so.
Supreme Jacket one.
Yeah,
I really got
ready
a
to
Supreme
go
jacket
up in
I
there.
thought
too.
about that one, but I was like, yeah, it's okay.
all right.
All right.
60 seconds done. Goku. I mean, come on. It's like, what is he even gonna do against Goku?
That's
So just so I understand, like, do you genuinely, what is your understanding of, what do you remember from Gurren Lagann?
well. I don't have
There's a
any.
drill
Yeah.
There is
and
a
there's
pack of
spiral
drill, yes.
energy.
So,
All right. For thank you, Kage, for the memberships.
Thank you, Kage.
Let's talk a little bit about spiral energy, because I know that's going to be like the big thing here. Or at the very least, kind of set a base for like what we should be expecting from Simone, like how he's going to actually defeat Goku.
Okay. Yeah. I think at its core, the same lessons that we learned from all three Goku versus Supermans was that it's less about how hard these guys punch and what the essence of their character is. And if Goku's character is to overcome unsurmountable odds over and over and over again, but he's often failed, whereas Simone's whole character is overcoming insurmountable odds because plot and spiral energy. I'm kind of confused how the guy who has often failed is gonna beat the guy who never fails because of spiral energy.
I do
It
want
will
to point out
always
that
be enough.
that Goku versus Superman very much was about who punched harder.
And Simone is no stranger to punching people really hard. Mobu.
I
That's
know.
also true.
I know.
This
I'm
is
also true.
asking as a member of the gallery for a more substantial evidence-based argument rather than a literary analysis.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's valid. That's
So-
valid and
Yeah.
fair.
So
Of all
spiral
people-
power is about like evolution and probability, right?
Well,
and
Adam-
growth.
Adam Zielk in the chat says spiral energy, aka it does whatever you want if you want it hard enough.
Yes.
Essentially.
That's
Hence
literally it.
the Simone versus Green Lantern request. It's very a little similar
Yeah.
to the
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I mean, and,
If you
and
will
just
it,
to
it
add the
happens.
extra, just to add the extra layer that you're clearly going towards, which is valid. The reason why Kyle versus Simone has been so highly seen is because everyone knows, like, oh, Green Lantern, green is willpower, the same way yellow is fear and orange is avarice. But there's a reason why we don't pit Simone against a Green Lantern. Okay, I love Goku, all right, and I love Superman. Has there been any evidence that Goku or Superman can beat a White Lantern? Let me just start there. Keep it in the same, close to the same ballpark.
I don't think that
interesting-
Simone
What?
could beat a
That's
White
a-
Lantern.
very interesting tactic.
No, I'm asking Ben. I'm asking Ben because I'm trying to keep Ben where he's familiar. I don't want to scare him.
I say scare the shit out of him. I say just go in.
Okay. I don't necessarily want to turn this into a Superman versus Kyle argument, but Superman can absolutely beat the shit out of Kyle. I mean,
No.
he's Superman.
No.
So, okay. Again,
Help me out.
so spiral power
Mhm.
is what? Just makes him invincible? That's not true. People with spiral power die all the time.
That's true. That's true.
They didn't want it
So-
hard enough. But Simone wants But Simone wants the
accord-
hardest is what I'm getting. So
I
far.
have some notes here I actually wanted to read
What's the
Okay.
angle?
to answer your question why people with spiral energy can die. They didn't have that dog in them. They just didn't. But Simone has that dog in him. Just to show you, because I know Liam wants a little bit of numbers. He wants them to see. He needs some proof, some evidence.
Yeah.
Mike, can you pull up? Can you pull up
Let's see
image
the size
5?
of this dog, I guess.
okay.
Can you pull up image 5?
Please
Right.
pull up image 5.
All right, so it's not so much
Christ.
about the dog in him, but it's literally a quote coming from like the brains, all right, behind this character. Simone from Gurren Lagann literally was breaking through the speed of like time, the speed of light. He was traversing multiverses because he wanted to save a friend.
Multiple
I
friends.
wanted to
the
drive
entire crew.
Multiple friends. Multiple friends. I wanted to give some friends some rides, and I've been like, "Hey, I'll be down the street. I'll be there soon." And that's usually meaning I'm just getting out of bed and starting to shower. But this guy wants to save his friend so hard. He has that dog in him so big. Oh, that's weird. He has that dog in him that is crossing multiverses. I don't know how Goku's doing anything similar.
I mean, Goku has done something similar, but this is using Lagann, right?
This is
Lagann?
this is a this is the light novel, and this is during the multiversal labyrinth after fusing with the multiversal labyrinth and breaking through the cognitive barriers of the different universes to grab all of his other friends to then forge Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann.
Keep talking is back.
Yeah,
give
so
him
thanks,
membership.
keep
Thanks,
talking.
keep
Love that they stuck with that username.
Yeah. But what is he using, right? Because
Just
or
himself.
can he just do this himself, or is
Yeah.
he using the machine?
He's using
No,
himself.
that's a great question. That's a great question. Yeah, no. So the whole point of the second half of Gurren Lagann, and maybe that's how I pronounce it, so y'all come after me if you want to,
Lagann?
is I say is that while it starts off as like a mech anime, it's very clear that like spiral energy starts off from like a conceptual, oh, this is like maybe some sort of like maybe tangible fuel source that they don't understand, to the point that like it shows it is both a fuel and a concept of human willpower. It's the reason I think like one of the ways one of the characters describes it, I think not Leon, but he describes it like the reason why our DNA is shaped like a double helix is because of spiral power. So like in essence, at the level of strength that we're taking Simone at, he doesn't need a mech. He's just making Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann because he wants to that much.
So he doesn't need the co-pilot.
Not at all.
Okay.
Interesting. Kindrex, thanks for the 10. I need some help here because you guys are talking. You went straight into spiral energy and everything. Like for anybody that's
That's
watching,
fair,
they're
yeah.
like, what does he do? Like, so he has mech. Mech can get really big. That's all I know about. Like,
That's fair.
so like,
That's fair.
what are we working with here? What kind of stuff has he fought, defeated, survived?
Yo,
like-
can I tag in? Just
You're more than welcome to. Mike.
all right.
I insist.
I thought
What?
you were part of the
I'm simply giving him a gentle. Yeah, I can do the same for you if you like. Hey, somebody. But
please,
but
please.
essentially, something I want to mend from something that I did last time for Simon versus Kyle is that yes, Simone is the mech as the mech is the Simone, 100%. The thing that he fought that makes this 100% confirmed is the anti-spiral. The anti-spiral was basically the literal definition of a god in every sense of the word. He could manipulate causality, time, space, and the concepts and stuff like that. He was a conceptual entity in of himself, and Simone just charged at him with full power in his mech. The mech kit's getting smaller and smaller and smaller until eventually it's the smallest mech, and he jumped out that mech in the movie. By the way, movie's out on theaters as of times of this recording. And he jumps out.
Gave
and
him the hands.
Gave him the hands. 1v1 boxed the god and beat him, and then proceeded to make a drill from his soul and then pierced the heavens, as you would say.
He jumped out of the mech to fight
He
the
jumped
god.
out and 1v1 god.
He said,
It's 'cause
"Let me see
spiral
where you're coming
energy-
from."
Spiral
No.
energy is like willpower, essentially.
Essentially,
That's
it
why
is
it's
the-
similar
yes,
to
it
like
is
Green
the
Lantern
finest
thing.
definition of
So,
human insurmountable will.
as powerful as the mech, the Tengen Toppa Gurren Lagann or Super TGL is, it's still Simone's energy inherently.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
the
it's
mech,
all.
the existence
Anytime
of it
the
is
mech is
irrelevant.
formed, the mech can be repaired by Simone's energy, meaning that whatever Simone wants and manifests it, meaning that it's all his power. So that's 100% confirmed. He can 1v1 anyone on foot if he wanted to.
I would actually
The
add
mech is
to
more
that
of just,
because
a byproduct. He just wants to make it bigger.
one of the main kind of arguments that the second half of the series deals with is the argument from the anti-spiral that their whole existence is meant to keep not human, but life kind of sort of say contained.
Stagnant.
Think like Thanos, Infinity War, finite resources and infinite population, like that argument that we need to like control. Simone is the antithesis to that argument. There is truth that if spiral energy, in either our DNA or just living matter as it continues to expand, they're saying, oh, that's going to destroy the universe because nothing can continue to expand. Simo said, fuck no, we can, and we're going to do it the right way. It's proving that whatever universe he is in is technically spiral energy because it's the like embodiment of living energy, like the nature for matter to be alive.
Yes.
And that's what he's drawing from. So it's not just him.
Thank you for the 5, Adam.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does that all make sense, Chad?
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I'm kind of getting a grasp on
This
it.
anime is goated, y'all.
Yeah.
It's so goated.
Better than
You have to watch this.
The anti-spiral quite literally had his own enclosed reality. Simone went into it, and the god is like, "You can't win," and he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing," and they started to win anyway.
Don't worry, Denderino. I'm letting them cook with Gurren Lagann for a little while here, since we've talked Goku up a lot.
Okay, that's fair.
None of this is sounding like it's gonna be Goku to me, but we'll see.
Okay.
That's fair.
I don't
That's
know.
fair.
Well,
So
I'm interested.
this is
What
no, what
immediately
were you gonna say,
stands
Chad?
out?
I'm sorry.
I mean, I don't know. So what I'm hearing so far is the main argument is just that because he has the best will out of anybody in the entire concept of reality, and he will always want to win, which will always give him the ability to win over anything. Has he been defeated before?
I would say
been pushed.
the only way he's ever been pushed is obviously like a Green Lantern. We're all familiar. They kind of you have to tamper with the combatants' like will to fight, their will to win, their confidence, right? But the key difference between a Green Lantern's psychological defect that they might experience whenever they can't use their ring, because I mean there's that, but the other half of it is Green Lanterns need their rings to be charged. Simone doesn't need to charge anything because he's drawing from like living matter. Like everything that's alive has spiral energy.
Okay.
Anything that can evolve has spiral power.
Yes.
Anything that is,
Because that's why our
Beastmen
DNA is
do
shaped
not,
like that.
right? So
Oh yes.
yeah, anything that can evolve, humankind is like the most powerful or something like that, in terms of its ability to harness spiral power.
In their universe, yes.
Ooh, Jack of all
And
trades
Simone's
brings up a really good
Oh,
point.
go
Says, yeah, Goku isn't the kind of person to deter someone's will to fight.
Yeah, he would actually encourage
he's
Simone
only
to be
gonna
stronger.
make him stronger.
He quite literally will fuel him to fight.
That's
harder.
true. Okay, so the anti-spiral people's like weapons essentially, or their intent is to push spiral power down by using fear and things like that, right?
The whole thing with
Exactly.
the anti-spiral is that he saw that the spiral nemesis, which is in this case Simone, will cause essentially the end of everything. The totality of existence will cease because spiral power is that uncontrollable, and he doesn't believe they have the necessary ability to harness it properly. So he put everything into a stagnated location and kept humans down so they can never literally rise up with that power. Simone did it
Interesting
anyway.
that you brought up spiral nemesis. So I would like to talk about the limits of spiral energy, spiral power, because spiral nemesis is its limit, right? At a certain point, too much spiral energy exists in the universe that it destroys everything, including itself. Hence, spiral nemesis. This is what the anti-spirals are trying to counter the whole time, right?
And Simone proved him wrong. That was like the whole point of that was the whole point of the ending. He proved them wrong, and he said,
Let him cook, John. Let him cook. Let him cook. Let him
I want to
cook.
hear this argument.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? This is
Well,
I'm impartial judge. I forgot about that.
You were overwhelmed. You became the spiral nemesis.
I become what I've chosen to fight against.
Is there a point in the series where they establish that Spiral Nemesis does not exist? Because I don't believe that actually happens, right?
That's fair. No, I can concede that.
Go ahead.
I can concede that ultimately, like, while Simone overcomes the anti-spiral as an obstacle, right? That there isn't necessarily some definitive, like, objective. We punched them so hard that it proved our argument right. I guess, like, to me, what it was trying to convey is that they're allowing their fear of something that could or could not happen keep them from becoming the best versions of themselves. And Simone is that representation of the best version a human can be with spiral energy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Cool. I just want to clarify something, because whenever people talk about Gurren Lagann coming in a death battle, there's this common, idea that, like, spiral power is infinite in scope and can destroy everything, blah, 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 blah. But spiral nemesis is a thing, which does mean that there has to be a limit, right?
It's just
I would say that if we were writing the best fanfic known to man, we would eventually have to contend with what happens to the characters when spiral nemesis commences, if it's something that could happen.
Because
no.
Let me step in here.
No. But
this is fan fiction argument. No, the answer is
we do a show called Death Battle, guys. Okay, let's be real. There's no rule that says if the user destroys all of known reality and existence in the multiverse, they lose. It's if I kill you first and then spiral nemesis happens, I still win the death battle.
That's not what I'm getting at. That's not what I'm getting at. I'm just establishing that there is a limitation to how much spiral
energy. And I'm telling you, as far as we're concerned,
it's
irrelevant.
And you know what? Let's say yes, you're right. We believe wholeheartedly Simone can beat Goku without even reaching that limit at all. Like, because we haven't gotten to cosmology scaling, and the reason
Liam,
why
you don't look like you agree at all.
What are we doing? Conceding points that aren't accurate.
You know
what? Let's
what are we doing? Wait a minute. What are we doing? So much for the impartial jury. Oh my god.
I don't mean to say myself. I mean to say like we as a society.
This is the wrong way. Okay.
I'm questioning the ethics of the choice made by human beings in general. No. The point of the ending is that we don't know if they're right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They actually. Well, let me finish. They defeated the anti-spiral without ever actually challenging that notion. So we don't know if the anti-spiral are correct in their fear. We don't know if it was an unfounded fear. We just know it's something that they thought, and they got their asses kicked. So I don't think that there is a definitive answer about whether or not there is a limit to spiral energy, because the universe will collapse. Also, who gives a fuck about a single universe? Like, what? They're like, they can destroy universe.
Thank you for bringing that up.
So
Liam.
they're
doomsday
people. So they were like, the universe is going to end on this day, and then they got proved wrong, and then they were like, well, maybe tomorrow.
Something important to note is that whenever.
But I want to hear I want to hear Ben's argument.
Go ahead.
I want to hear Ben's argument because
please go ahead, Ben.
My argument does depend on where we place the limit of spiral power. Go ahead, Chad.
Yeah, I wanted to ask this question because I'm interested and I need y'all to explain this. Ask Dastaria says, question, what's to stop the probability missiles from hitting Goku at every point in time, including when he's a newborn? How well does baby Goku stack up against time nukes? What?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to talk about probability missiles after we talk about our sponsor.
Oh, hell yeah. Because I can guarantee you with 100% probability that you will love these glasses because we are sponsored by Shady Rays. Hey, as Death Battle fans, we know you guys like big numbers. How about 250,000? That's how many 5-star reviews Shady Rays has. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company on a mission to match affordability with durability, making top quality shades accessible to everyone. They have tons of styles and colors to pick from, so finding the perfect polarized shades is a breeze. I would show you mine, but my friend and my daughter have stolen them because they like them so much. So they've got something new, and stylish. And I hope I'm saying this right. Color Rush lenses?
Color Rush.
Right? Crafted with rare earth materials, these lenses bring high impact color to life, elevating reds, blues, and greens. Mine already did that, and they didn't have this. Like, it's one of the things I love about the glasses. When I put them on, I'm like, wow, everything is like brighter, but it's still like, obviously keeps the sun out. So like, I want some of these. These are rad. And then also one thing I want to talk about. So they also have these ski goggles, and Ben and I were talking about them, and they have the frames have magnetic lenses, so you can swap between like low light or like high sun goggles. And so just quick little peek behind the curtain. My family and I are going to Colorado in March, and I was like, "Oh, we need ski goggles." And I was like, "Oh, Shady Rays had that thing." I reached out to Shady Rays. I was like, "Oh man, maybe they'll send me a pair, and then I can like talk about them and like with experience and everything like that." They hooked up my entire family. I'm not even kidding. So we got like 4 pairs of ski goggles coming our way, and like these are mine right here. I don't know if you can see, but they're rad. They look really cool, and I'm very, very excited. They come in 2 days. Otherwise, I would have them on and show you. Plus, every pair of shades is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break a pair, even on day one, they'll send you a brand new pair. No questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Exclusively for you, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal. Head to shadyrays.com and use code DBC for 35% off polarized sunglasses and snow goggles. Try for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. Love you, Shady Rays. Thanks again for the hookup. I'll be telling you all about them after my trip. So go if you need sunglasses, which everybody needs sunglasses. Look at Ben. Look at they have so many different styles too. You'll find something that you like. I promise. They're great. They've been an awesome sponsor for us.
It's super cool.
This is the coolest.
You want to vote for this guy, right? All right.
No, you're not that cool.
Let's talk about probability missiles. What the hell are probability missiles?
You want to talk about
it's so great that you bring this up. So to make a really long story short, that you need to watch exactly a 27 episode story that you need to watch short.
Or 2 movies.
Like there's a point where they are traveling to go combat the anti-spiral, right? They invaded Earth. They're like, hey, we got to see where they came from. As they're going to go fight this insurmountable threat, they begin to find something that's called like the antimatter ocean, or like the anti-spiral ocean. They get into it's kind of like a back and forth. They fighting, they squabbing, they throwing hands, and then they realize that the anti-spiral want to sink the excuse me, their ship, their mech traveling spaceship into this ocean that is literally made of like antimatter, right? So they're matter-based beings being sunk in an ocean of antimatter. And as they were falling and being destroyed, they noticed, hey, there's something creating this antimatter ocean. And through the power of spiral energy, they destroyed a dark matter generating like sphere or whatever. And in the process of Simone being like, I got that dog in me, I got to get out of here, he evolves. They become a new form of Gurren Lagann that has missiles that strike you at different points in time. So not only does it hit you as you exist now, but it hits you if it travels 10,000 light years to get to you. It hits you if it traveled 10,000 light years in the past to get to you. Wherever you exist in the fabric of time, you're going to get hit by this missile.
And it hits you in every Planck length of time, not just a second, Planck length of every single one.
So how does it affect
peak fiction?
How does hitting somebody in their past affect them in the present?
So it's never fully established, because I think actually one of the greatest questions they ask is when a character passes away, someone's like, well, Simon, we want them, you love them, why don't you bring them back? And he's literally like I could, because I got that dog in me, but like it's not the point. Like it wouldn't be fruitful in his perspective to bring this person back when they didn't want to, they didn't want it to be that way. So in I don't know exactly if time in the Gurren Lagann universe is one of those things where it's like, butterfly effect kind of situation, or if it's like branching timeline. But whatever we would define.
So what was the intent of the missiles then? Why did it reach back? Why did it fire at different points in time?
Because
I got it.
You got this.
It's because he got that dog in him, Ben.
He
just wanted to beat them up.
You have to.
Start with the dog. Why? What was the intent? What was the purpose of striking multiple points in time?
Well, because like I mean, at that level of power they were getting to in that series, I don't remember the exact specifics, but basically you couldn't just attack anti-spiral ships or anti-spiral mechs because they discovered really quickly that like first step of it was like when they hit them, they exploded. And they were like, well, damn, we can't really contact them because like we come into contact with them because like they'll hurt you. And then sometimes when you destroy them, they will break through the fabric of time and come back the way they were before. Like they will literally time travel to right before you destroy them.
This was a counter to the anti-spirals using spiral energy.
Exactly.
Okay.
Oh, no. So, wait, hold on. They don't use, I don't believe they use spiral energy. They use a different
anti-spiral energy.
It's basically the same thing in the way that spiral energy is the commitment of willpower and evolution. Anti-spiral is their like
exact opposite.
Yeah, the exact opposite. Okay. It is
regardless. It's about time and will and whatever.
Yes,
does a similar thing. Okay, so in that context, then why does this matter against Goku? Like, what would this actually do? So he fires a missile in the past and blows up baby Goku. First of all, fucking rude. Second, if it doesn't affect him in the present, he just bats it away in the present and then he's fine.
And that's a great point. Besides being rude, you know, in a show called Death Battle, I think it's kind of important to recognize that if you can deal with a threat as soon as possible, it's probably your highest odds of winning a fight. Something Goku kind of struggles with learning, I would say, given what I know about Goku. Unlike Goku, Simone doesn't hesitate to just be like, I've been throwing bows with this monkey man with silver hair for like 30 minutes. I'm just going to fire rockets when he was a baby. And then he's destroyed. If that's how time works in this universe. If it isn't, he's just going to hit him at any point in time that a missile would be strong enough to kill Goku.
He cannot.
It could be 2 seconds ago.
Asta has elaborated. You hit at every point in time through bending probability. So even if you block with like a force field, you didn't have that force field up for your entire lifespan. So it's hitting you in the past and it's affecting, it's affecting in the present.
Yeah. It's like, don't think of it as, if you have a time thing that makes it so that it does branching timelines, so a Goku in the past will not affect the current Goku. It doesn't matter. That Goku has a set time frame of his existence, so he is specifically attacking that Goku in the present at particular points all throughout that particular Goku's history, so he cannot dodge or block it with probability. By making the probability of hitting him 100%.
So two things.
I don't think Goku's dodging that.
One, the way time travel works with Dragon Ball, with Goku, is anytime there is a time travel element, it splits off a new timeline.
That's true.
Majority of canon timelines, I believe, in like the main universe or time canon, were purely because Bulma invented a time machine. It just decided to fuck around with time. So anytime Trunks went back and forth, he was creating a new timeline, right? Mm-hmm. So if this is bringing two different timeline rules into a single battle, or time travel rules into a single battle, definitely creates a little bit of a messy situation where there's a question of whether or not the missiles would actually affect present day Goku at all, or like split timeline Goku.
So,
but either way, he's countered time manipulation multiple times in the series, like with Hit, for example. That's probably the best example, the most obvious example.
It definitely
he can just kind of power through powers that manipulate or even stop time. So I don't see why this would matter.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense. You know what? Mike, if you don't mind pulling up image 4 to get an idea of what these different universes that time travel creates in Dragon Ball, the one with the universe marbles. We all agree that this is kind of an idea of what the universes look like in Dragon Ball, especially the ones created through time travel, like we saw with Zamasu, right? Okay, yeah. I mean, we can agree these are universes, right, Ben?
Ooh, you are treading some dangerous territory. Go for it. What are you getting at?
Hey, Mike, do me a favor and pull up image 1 with the red cape. This is Gurren Lagann, my boy Simone, standing on what was depicted in the anime, according to the creator, as universes. In this scene that you could go find if you watch the greatest anime to ever be kept within 27 episodes, he is hurling universes like they're ninja stars, like they're shuriken. Okay?
Why did you
So
why
Ben,
didn't you just
I'm
take a
gonna need you
screenshot?
to explain. I'm gonna need you to explain.
Why is there a
Ben.
Batman logo down there?
It's fan art.
because-
Why didn't you take a screenshot of the fucking series?
Because this is from one of the GOAT artists that I follow on Instagram. You should go check him out. His name is Andrew Gong. He's cool.
So this isn't even
What I need-
official art.
Oh, my God.
Oh, here
Then
he
that's
goes.
the problem.
You can go
That's
find.
like,
You could go. You could go.
Okay,
find
what are you
this
getting at,
example.
Evan? What are you getting at?
I'm getting at Goku can definitely affect the probability of hits attacks. I do not think we are talking about the same ballpark when we're comparing what probability level impacts Simone's hitting Goku with. So hit is
What
not
does it even
affecting time.
amount to? I don't really,
Because
I don't really get what your,
because
what your
time
end goal
because-
here is.
No, I'm just trying to establish that time is not something that is ever able to expand beyond multiverses. Like you said in Dragon Ball, when you modify time, you create a new universe. I'm saying for every modified time Goku could create based on Dragon Ball rules, Simone's going to club him to death with that new universe he made. He's going to grab it when he's time traveling, however, and he smashes him and kills Goku.
Okay.
Maybe.
I want to hear about Goku.
That's the best. That is the best response ever.
I want to hear about Goku now.
That doesn't even. Okay.
I know what he's getting at, but regardless, he can reach into multiverses and literally throw universes at people.
It's like
Yes.
it's like how does Goku even go up to Simone to even fight him when he is universes away in a very powerful, higher, durable mech? And even if he does get
All right.
to Simone, he can still scrap.
All right. Well, let me talk a little bit about Goku. So, if you've seen our Goku vs Superman episode, you're probably aware of how we kind of measured Goku's power in that, which is we didn't give a specific max. Instead, we basically gave a number for what the Battle of Gods clash with Beerus might be, and that was
Ridiculous.
15,000 universes, I believe. That's what it was. So that again, that was at the beginning of Super, right? Literally the very first thing that happens in the Super timeline. So in Goku vs Superman, we don't necessarily try to establish the like peak level for Goku because it's impossible. it's kind of impossible. I don't think it's really a possible thing to really find that exact number. And B, it didn't really matter against Superman, unfortunately for Goku. Here, I think it does matter. So I don't think I have a way to necessarily give you an exact number. However, I do think I can give you kind of a minimum of where Goku's power could be by the time Goku trains Oob. And now this is a very quick and dirty like calc essentially. So
Please,
I don't
keep
know if
waffling,
it's not
please.
necessarily, it's probably not accurate per se, but again, minimum. So what I did was I looked at the the bane of my existence, Dragon Ball power levels. Right?
Sounds like a lot of, sounds
So
like grasping at
we all
straws.
agree
Do you-
that at a certain point, power levels become meaningless. However,
Uh-huh.
they are pretty indicative of the character's level of strength early on in the series.
Until you need him for your argument, right?
Yeah.
That's I mean, I wasn't
No.
gonna say it,
Again,
but-
I know.
I talked about this in a previous cast.
I know,
I
I
do
know,
believe early on it's pretty indicative, but then once you get
Right.
into the millions and whatnot, it doesn't matter anymore.
Right.
But if we do look at just the power levels of the early series, and we take these like kind of training time periods for Goku, like if original Dragon Ball, if we take the 6-year gap between the initial Tenkaichi tournament and the last one where he beats Piccolo, he goes from a power level of 10 to a power level of 416. So that is a 41 times increase. And then in Z, if we take a similar 6-year increase from the start of the Saiyan saga to the Cell saga, which at that point I think power levels are don't use them, right? That goes from 924 to 2.25 billion. By that point, just ignore power levels from there. Good news is we don't need anything
'cause
past
they-
that cell level.
Mhm.
because they
So
don't help your argument.
that no. That is a 245.5 million times increase
Mhm.
from in a 6-year
Big
gap.
number.
Mhm.
Big
Right.
number.
Okay,
so-
let him cook.
Ben can
No.
add zeros to numbers.
No,
Can
no,
you
no,
let me
no,
talk?
no,
I
no,
let you
no.
talk
Yeah,
for literally
yeah,
44
yeah.
minutes.
Let him
eight
cook.
minutes.
Let him cook.
Oh, minutes.
So you take this and compare that to the 41 times increase, and we are getting a rate of increase in power. So with that in mind, there is a 6-year gap between the Battle of Gods Clash and Goku meeting Oob. And if we take that initial 15 times universal power and apply this rate of increase, then Goku, at minimum, could destroy with a single punch 23.3 quintillion universes.
Okay.
In a single attack.
Okay.
And also, who gives a shit if he can't reach Gurren Lagann? Okay. He just blows everything up with his ki.
Okay.
Interesting.
Like, there's no way he's going to be able to reach.
Okay.
He's going to be able to counter that.
I have a point I want to add to this.
Please, let me handle this.
Okay.
I got this.
Go ahead.
John, you're part of the jury.
Yeah, I'm part of the jury. But you just slandered
Your
my
Honor,
man's
he just
name
climbs down.
And I do want to make something else clear, because you guys are talking about universes.
Yep.
And I want to talk a little bit about infinity.
And I want to talk about infinity too, Ben.
Yes. So, okay, go for it. You go ahead and talk about it.
All right.
Go ahead.
Let's talk about dimensional tiering. All right.
Oh God, I thought you were about to pull up like a whiteboard.
Let's talk about dimensional
tiering. All right, we're running out of time, guys. Go ahead.
Dimensional tiering is, if you are a higher dimension than the lower dimension, then you are pretty much infinitely more powerful than a lower dimension. A fourth dimensional being will be way more powerful than us three-dimensional beings, because they can have all access of time, and then so on and so forth to 5, 6, 7, all the way up to what some scientific understanding of string theory can understand as 11th dimensional. Pretty much the highest form of things until you get to 12th dimension, which is hyperversal. But then you have Simone, who fights the anti-spiral, and it was stated verbatim in the series that the reality that they went into was a 11D plus 1 dimensional universe with its own sets of dimensional axes, and Simone not only scrapped, destroyed, and 1v1 the god who creates said universe, making him infinitely 11th dimensional of the dimensional universes on a higher scale of anything Dragon Ball has to offer. So Ben, please, let's talk about your infinity. I have 11th dimensional infinity.
+1. That's the one that really got me.
+1. +1.
Okay, so something to keep in mind about what infinite means. One of the common, I guess not common, but a question we had for Goku vs. Superman was, hey, how come you even bother with numbers at all when the Dragon Ball universe is infinite and the DC universe is infinite? We did put a little thing in, have the like black tabs kind of cover that in the episode, but we didn't want to cover that too far, because when you get into the levels of infinity, it starts to get questionable, right? Not only do you have the questions of like, Joe Schmo says that the universe is infinite, because of course he does. Everybody treats the universe as infinite, even if it isn't. But you also get into the questions of like, what is more infinite than infinite, which does exist. So for Goku vs. Superman, we didn't really need to do that, because Superman would win anyway. But for this, I think it's important to establish what it means. So infinity is infinity, right? But when you have multiple universes of infinity, you begin to have multiple groupings of infinity. And 2 groups of infinity is obviously more infinite than 1 group of infinity, right? So in Dragon Ball, every single time there's a time jump, there's a new timeline.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And every timeline is infinite in scale.
Mm-hmm.
So there is an infinite amount of infinite timelines in the broader Dragon Ball universe, which means we have an infinite amount of infinities. So
yeah,
this is our job. I'm sorry. The infinite infinities. Got it, Ben.
Ben, I just want to point out one thing, because as the champion of the Discord champions, I want to bring up something I'm reading over here. I have the power of the community, all right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a pretty good conversation going on in the Death Battle chat channel, where it really is someone just saying, okay, I'm kind of curious. I mean, what would Ultra Instinct do? Especially if it's an infinite Goku. The idea of Ultra Instinct is he could just dodge infinitely. But also Simone can throw infinite universes. So the question becomes, Goku keeps dodging and Simone keeps throwing.
But
what did
Simone
we learn in Dragon?
Shouldn't be able to dodge infinite universes, because eventually Spiral Nemesis will occur.
How much energy, how much stamina do you think Goku has? He can barely last 48 minutes.
How much stamina does Goku has? Yeah, because the question is, who's going to outwin in a death battle, regardless of whatever plane of reality they exist in, whatever dimension of reality they exist in, like what becomes of it. Whether it destroys or it continues, or they get into a pocket universe.
to counter the level of power that Goku has, he would have to reach a level of spiral power that could trigger Spiral Nemesis.
If Spiral
No,
Nemesis is real,
Spiral
which
Nemesis
is
never
one thing
occurred.
you're
the Spiral Nemesis
which is
never
one
occurred.
argument that you're assuming is that Spiral Nemesis exists.
You cut
Which
out.
if I can give it to you, if that spiral energy exists, maybe. But the question is, could Goku survive the melting down of 11 dimensions that would happen when Spiral Nemesis, commences? And Simon's surviving it. Goku's not. He can hit that many dimensions, but he's not living through that many dimensions melting.
I mean, the good news about Dragon Ball is they are very simple with how the scaling works. It's just key. If you can blow up that much, you can survive that much. So
That's
Same
true.
goes for
That's
Vegeta.
true.
Okay.
Mm.
So you're telling me Goku could have been strong enough to stop Zeno from just snapping their universe away? Theoretically?
probably.
Yeah.
If we take this presentation of Goku, which is the maximum power, then yes. But again, like,
Well, we've never seen that.
You got-
It's your headcanon Goku.
Same thing with
We've
Spiral
never seen
Nemesis.
Goku do
okay,
that.
now I mean we can't go
To be
into
fair,
anti-physics of this.
Yeah.
We have seen that. I want to add something here. We actually
you go.
have seen Dragon Ball characters counter Hack's abilities just by powering up with their ki. It is actually something that is stated in the universe.
He's
Like,
never
I'm not saying
powered
that,
up his
like,
key
for
to the
sure that
11th
would happen,
dimension.
Yeah,
but
but this is
No.
that
We,
is-
we
that
have
is-
seen. Okay, hang. Go ahead, Liam.
Yeah, sorry, Liam.
No, I was basically done.
Okay.
We have seen Xeno Goku break space and time just by powering up. So and Goku
Okay.
in Dragon Ball Heroes is able to instant transmission between dimensions and through time. So he is able to break through those kinds of barriers.
Yeah,
with
but
just his
fit
power.
5 or 6 dimensions, not 11
Not
plus.
11.
What does it matter?
It really
What does
does
it matter?
a lot.
He
That's like, okay,
has
you were
an
just
amount
using
of-
power
you-
levels a minute ago, Ben.
You were just
He
saying
has
that
an
there are
amount of
It's a
infinities,
higher
there are infinities,
number.
and this is a bigger
It's a higher
infinity
number.
This is a bigger
Yeah.
infinity.
Can I say something?
You can't
A
choose to
higher
use numbers
number
at
than
one.
23.3 quintillion?
Infinity
Yes,
is
Can I
bigger
say-
than that.
23.5 coolers.
I think I have a good
one.
point to make here.
Go ahead.
It is stated, right, that in Gurren Lagann that a higher dimension is infinitely greater than a lower dimension, right?
Yes, essentially.
It is.
Yeah.
What do you mean essentially?
No, they quite
Because
when
I want
say
to point out that
essentially,
like
they
everyone
verbatim
uses
say-
dimensional tiering as if every universe, every story was written by Grant Morrison, and that's not true. Dimension does not mean the
Yeah.
same thing
Yes,
everywhere.
but it was stated
Yeah.
in the series and even in interviews that when they meant dimensions, they meant the actual string theory dimensions. There is no argumentation on that. I can actually get the scan for you.
The actual string theory dimensions? What does that
Ginger
even mean?
String theory
Like-
is the
like
actual
dimensions.
scientific understanding of how our dimensions work on strings. We're constantly
Yes.
vibrating on a particular frequency, all on infinitely small, one-dimensional strands.
It's supported by the fact that in the final battle, the original part 1 villain, he undergoes quantum breakdown,
Yeah,
which is
they even-
literally
They
like
even bring up quantum mechanics and everything. Where
yeah.
all
So
this
it is
founded.
dimensions.
This is 100%
It is
founded.
dimensions as we understand it in physics.
Yes.
So
Literal
you'll get a physics degree.
Literal physics.
Yes, we'll get it.
Do you have a
You get a
physics
physics
degree?
degree.
that's what I'm
You
saying.
get a fucking physics
I'm
degree.
working on it. I'm working on it.
Say
No, you aren't. That's a lie.
So,
This is insane.
I mean, by your very argument, I can't trust what you're saying.
Go look up the show. You never watched the show.
Yeah, you'll need to have a physics degree to counter what I'm saying, but I don't need one to say it.
The burden is on you to disprove it.
So,
all
so
right?
if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, and swims like a duck, well, it can't be a duck
Exactly.
unless we go through
Unless
all
I
these
become-
hoops. Unless I
Mhm.
become the duck itself.
Well, luckily, Boomstick has a doctorate in poultry science, so
Awesome.
there we go.
All right. Well, I mean, I can always pull out the whole Prometheus thing from a few weeks ago where Goku fought a guy who could literally bend reality to the point where reality itself no longer exists. And he sees our reality and manipulates the real reality and whatnot. I can always pull that shit out.
I mean,
But
we-
Right.
Why didn't you?
We'll be.
I mean, I just did.
You just did.
the Dragon Ball movie is 4D,
I-
it affects the real world. Take that.
I
Yeah, Simo-
really
Simo-
feel like you guys are amping up this spiral power thing way more than it deserves to be. But
I think it's hard because I get what they're saying. We've seen it do like crazy feats and seemingly overcome everything, but we they don't answer it. You know what I mean? Like I know it's like because they don't answer it, it's really hard because like you would hope that they
Infinite Big Bang storm.
That is an
Infinite
attack.
Big Bang storm. That's what's
It
coming
is
at
just
Goku.
infinite Big Bangs
Infinite
being
Super
Big
Saiyan
thrown
4
at you.
Gogeta was
11.
only 100 times Big Bang Kamehameha. So
Okay.
infinitely greater than 100 times.
Multiversal labyrinth. Infinite Big
What
Bang
is Goku
storm.
doing against an infinite Bang storm?
Can we move on? Can we move on?
An infinite bang storm.
Goddamn.
All right.
Yes,
That's a
one.
lot of semen.
That's the idea.
Oh no!
I was good there.
That's a
Liam.
lot
I
of
didn't
Siemens.
say it.
A lot of Siemens.
All right, look. Simon's getting his ass kicked. All
Oh my
right.
god.
You
disrespect.
wish.
Simon, oh god,
You
now
wish.
you're gonna have people hate vote now against you.
You wish. He has no arguments, people.
No,
Community,
no.
listen to me.
Simone, I just don't. I'm having a hard time, like figuring out what even your argument really is, because it just comes down to like
Dude, me too.
He's faster.
Honestly,
they do
He's faster,
crazy
stronger.
infinite stuff.
Yeah, he's faster, stronger, more
I-
infinite, and bigger.
I just also want to point out, Nubia did say we should probably throw up the poll.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, I just need you to have one more. I'm just giving you one more chance to like explain what this argument even is.
Of course. Basically, like I said earlier, we're talking about two characters, right? They represent something deeper than like pages on screens, phones, tablets, ink, whatever. They're ideals.
Okay.
All right, they're ideals. Goku is the ideal of overcoming insurmountable odds as they come to you, and Simone is the ideal of just not being able to ever lose to any odds that come to you if you believe hard enough. So I think
that's not a.
we're getting into the nitty gritty of 11th dimension, 5th dimension. We're getting into quintillions. We're talking about, at the end of the day, a guy who could potentially dodge infinite amount of times against a guy who could throw infinite amount of universes. And it's not that dissimilar from Goku versus Superman. We saw who beat Goku there. I think Simon could beat him too.
Okay. I mean, I think you may be conflating it with the old version of Goku vs. Superman. And my argument is Goku punches him in the face really hard, and he just can't.
And then he takes it, and then he takes it, and
way
then he returns
too.
it
and then
3 times.
Goku's
He goes
way
like this,
more
he
powerful
eats
than
that.
him. All right, I'm gonna put the poll up in just a second. I do want us to bring up the answers from you guys, from the community, before we get into the poll. So let's go ahead and bring up the first answer.
All right. Gift of Knowledge says something very in character about Goku picking fights with every strong guy worth hearing about. What?
Which argument?
Is this an answer?
What is that?
Well,
No,
I don't know why
I
that
think
one
it's
was picked.
No, it definitely sounds like they're going in line of what.
Oh yeah, dude,
either
it's simply saying
Chad
Goku
or-
would do this in real life if he could traverse the multiverse, he would definitely
Bring that back
try to
up,
find
bring that back
Simon
up.
and all
Yeah.
those people.
Something very in character about Goku picking fights with every strong guy worth hearing about.
Makes sense to me.
Is this against Goku?
It's
Whatever.
like for
Okay,
Goku.
moving on.
Pick these out.
Let's go ahead and bring up the other answer.
Hey, that really fit with this cast, to be honest. All right, Jay.
Okay, so
Yeah.
what's the Goku
Station.
argument?
I would have to give this to Simone. Goku has powerful techniques like the Kamehameha and Destructo Disc, but Simone could overwhelm him with his weapon creation and multiplication. I don't know about that. All right. Also, while Goku gets stronger when he nearly dies, Simone gets stronger as he retains his willpower. All in all, I'd say Goku's chance of winning went in a downward spiral.
Nice. That's fun.
So he can multiply himself?
I mean,
Or
yeah.
weapon creation?
Spiral power
can-
is
he-
the creation.
Yeah, he can
of things,
create
so
mechs. He can create a multiple mech. Actually, that's how the mech forms. He creates a mech on top of the mech on top of the mech, essentially. Like the entirety of Super Tangatopper Gurren Lagann is quite literally just an energy spiraling mech around.
Just more things for Goku to hit. All right,
It's
poll
growing
is up
Russian
in the
nesting
chat.
doll.
Let's go ahead and bring up the first vote, which is gonna be you guys. What you guys voted on in the community tab on the YouTube page before the show went live. Let's go ahead and bring that up. The first vote goes to
right.
Goku wins
Dang.
64%. Absolutely, I think that makes a lot of sense.
These people are
Um,
crazy.
I'm very
Crazy.
curious to see how if the final votes kind of line up in the same way. So we got one vote for Goku. All right. Liam,
Yeah.
who are you voting for?
So I totally absolutely think that Simone wins. But there was a point during this where I said, if Embu answers this totally legitimate question that will help his argument if he answers it correctly with the phrase, he's got that dog in him one more time, I am going to vote for Goku. And then as I finished that thought, as the neurons in my brain connected and fully finished firing, Embu said, he's got that dog in him. And like both, like I could feel both me and John like wilt silently.
Yeah.
So I'm voting for Goku out of anger.
Oh no!
You know what? You know what's really, really funny?
Thank you, Mike.
I am
What's very
voting
funny is
Goku.
I could see that happening to you, and while that was happening, I was having the thought that Liam's gonna hate vote against this if Embu says he's got that dog in one more time, and then I followed that thought with, oh, we should have a debate where it's Embu versus Sam, and Liam has to listen to it but can't chime in.
Liam's on mute the whole time.
Yeah, mute.
So okay. So you're voting for Goku.
Yes, I'm voting for fucking Goku.
Okay, we got 2 votes for Goku already. Wow, I'm surprised. Okay. John?
The impartial judge here. I'm happy I'm here now because if you're gonna hate vote for Goku, I'm happy I love voting for Simone. Jesus.
Thank you.
Should have hate
Thank
voted
you.
for Goku for the memes.
I was
It
going
really
actually if
fucking
it wasn't
funny
for
if
you,
you
if it
had.
wasn't for you doing that, I actually was gonna say after all the careful deliberation, I actually vote for Goku. No, I'm not doing that now.
I almost
No,
lost
need to
him.
have
I
this
almost
reason.
lost him.
Okay, so 3 for Goku.
No.
Wait, what? No. 2
No.
for Goku, 1 for
Goku
Simone.
first. Simone first.
All right.
You
Chat.
acting up.
Then we get to the chat.
Dude, my brain hurts.
We
Like,
got 2 for Goku, 1 for Simone. Right
I
now.
don't. That was insane, and I feel like we don't have good enough answers on Simone's limits, and it. I don't know, man. I feel like there's the willpower argument, and that's the whole character. That, like, I know I've seen.
Hang on, Chad.
You know?
Before you make this decision, actually.
This is called being rigged right here as you see it live.
No, because I can see Chad's deliberation here, and we have 2 for Goku and 1 for
Simone.
Simone. And I'm looking at the chat's poll right now, and Simone is heavily favored at the moment. So
Don't do that.
I'm
He's
just
rigging
letting
it.
you know.
As we speak, y'all, I told you.
I'm gonna say we have 2 votes for Goku and 2 votes for Simone, unless you guys do something crazy in the poll in the next like 30 seconds. Chad, your vote is probably gonna decide it.
Why are you
It's-
doing
it's
this
Gover.
to me?
It's Gover.
I think we don't have a clear enough understanding on both of their limits to like actually be able to settle this like definitively.
It doesn't matter.
But so because of that, but I'm gonna say like I've seen Goku die, and apparently Simone just can will his way through anything. So I'm gonna say Simone. I'm sorry.
Let's go!
So close.
Yes.
All right.
Good game. Good game. GG's.
Okay,
GG's.
so with that,
We're 2-0,
Chad
baby.
votes Simone. We have 2
3-2.
for Simone, 2 from for Goku from the panel, and then wrapping up the poll, 64% goes to Simone. Literally the opposite of what the
The
previous
other poll.
was.
Yeah, that's great.
Which is
Because
64%.
Turn them around, baby.
That's
Hey,
He's
good-
got
good
that
job,
dog
John.
in him.
Good job, John. We turned them around.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Hell
got
yeah.
that Chad in him.
Yeah,
Simone wins 3-2. Wow. Okay. What a what a messy. cast.
This was
Yes,
crazy. But
Chad,
fun.
as always, obviously that podcast is not enough to like definitively prove who would win. Although, of course, if Goku had won, I would say otherwise.
I do
No.
this for all the champions that voted voted for Kyle versus Simon. All right,
Same.
I'm your guy. We're gonna get him in there one day.
Repping my boy anytime he comes here.
I mean, this is what our second cast with Simone at this
Yeah,
point. I
second
think.
cast.
So
I'm just saying.
It's just as crazy.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Just as
I
crazy.
need to finish Gurren Lagann. I
Please.
definitely need to finish it. Because it's not that long,
No,
right?
No,
No.
it's just like just a standard anime length, like the
27
old time, where it
episodes.
just was like 20 something, 24, 25 episodes.
Yeah.
Come to the movies with me, Ben. Let's go watch it together.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea why I never finished it. So yeah, I got to get into that. All right. Thanks everybody for tuning in. Man, Very interesting matchup overall. I am curious. We know Kyle versus Simone is a pretty popular request. I'm curious if there are any other matchups that you guys would love to see Simone in as well, because that's obviously one that we've seen a lot. But I this character and just the world of Gurren Lagann clearly has a lot to work with in terms of like a death battle, and so I'm very curious about like what kind of reach it might have in terms of death battle and versus debates and whatnot. So I would
Could
love to know your thoughts on that.
Could
What?
Kyle even stack up? Like
He can't.
I
believe
mean,
in
when
Kyle.
you get into DC
Yeah,
Herald
DC's crazy.
shit,
Oh,
Yeah,
Kyle
yeah,
Rayner
yeah.
That's why I
DC's
like
wild.
annihilates
so much, because Kyle
Goku.
is really, really strong himself, or is like a real, actual, tangible.
A White Lantern? Yeah.
Yeah,
Goku's
especially
I
with
mean,
White Lantern. Like I
Yeah.
love
Superman
this
beat
fight.
Goku. If Simone
White
could beat
Lantern
Goku,
better than Superman for sure.
White Lantern is it's
Yeah.
really up there.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in. Next week, I think we are wrapping up our Oops All Goku with something absolutely crazy, but you'll have to stay
Goku
tuned
versus
to our
Goku.
social media
Y'all
to
peep.
learn about that. I will say there was a comment that we saw, I think it was on Discord, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
And we're just going to use that idea because it's really good.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you everybody for tuning in.
Oh,
and
I
we'll
remember.
see you all next time.
Peace.